Tigers, happy summer. I hope that you're having a good summer. A lot of you asked if I would upload a video of the 3D fish that we made for the art show this year, so I thought I would do that this summer. What you're gonna need is some 8.5 by 11 paper. Okay, this is just your standard paper that you could get from a printer. You're gonna need some scissors, you're gonna need a pencil, you're gonna need a glue stick, and you're gonna need some heart to put in your artwork. Go ahead and hit that pause button and you can get your materials. All right, you're gonna hold your paper vertical and you're gonna take the corner of your paper and you're going to line the bottom edge up to the left side of your paper. Okay, so the bottom edge is going to match the left side of your paper and you're gonna hold it and fold it. I drew designs on my paper before I started. You could also do that. Next, you're gonna cut off any of the paper that's sticking out. So that edge there, you're just gonna take your scissors and trim it off. But try to keep it in one solid shape because we're gonna use that extra paper later. You can set your scissors and the extra paper over for a little bit. We'll grab that in just a minute. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to take your newly folded triangle, it should be a perfect triangle, and you're going to open it up to where the fold is in the middle. This is where the paper airplane kind of directions come in. So if you've ever made a paper airplane, this is probably going to be easier for you. We're going to use the fold that's in the middle as a guideline. So your edges are going to fold in and touch the middle of your paper. So you're going to take the edge and fold it to the middle line and give it a crease, and do the same on the other side. It kind of looks like a paper airplane or an upside down kite. Alright, now for the tricky part. We're going to actually open this back up and we have just created some more guidelines. You'll see more fold lines right where my fingers are. We're going to actually fold it back in half the first way we had it, and we're going to use those guidelines to help us cut some slits in our paper. This part's a little bit tricky, so make sure you watch and listen before you start cutting. This is going to help create our fish's spine. We're going to be using that guideline in the middle there. You can barely see it. I'll point to it. There we go. To cut to. Okay, but this part is really important because we're not going to cut on that line. We're just going to cut to that line. To make this a little bit easier to see, I'm going to take a pencil and I'm going to draw a dotted line on that guideline just so I can see it a little bit better. Again, we're not cutting on that dotted line. We're going to use that line as a guideline. This next part is what you really want to focus on. You want to make sure the folded part of your paper is at the top. You're going to draw little lines coming from the fold to your dotted line. What I mean by the fold is the spine of the paper, where it holds it together. Then we're going to take our scissors and we're going to cut on those lines. Notice how I didn't put any lines on the left side of my paper, only on the right. You want to leave a space on the left for your fish's head. So you're going to start cutting on those lines. Careful not to go past your dotted line. Your dotted line is going to be where your fish is holding together. We're creating the spine right now. So cut and stop when you get to your dotted guideline. I like to call this part the eyelashes because they look like an eyelash. Some people call it part of a car wash, the part where your car goes through. We're going to open this piece back up, keeping the space on the top and the slits on the bottom. And we are going to actually fold this to make it look like our 3D fish's body. So you're going to refold your edges in to match the center line, like so. That should be easy because you already have a fold there. Once that's folded in, I want you to take your glue stick and put glue all over that. I call that gluing the door. You're going to put glue all over that fold. Then you're going to take the left side and you are going to match that fold on top of this fold, creating kind of like a 3D triangle. So it's going to fold over it, matching it in the corner there, and then just creasing it on top. I like to stick my hand inside there. See the shape? It's kind of like a 3D shape. You're going to stick your hand inside there just to make sure that the glue is adhering to the other side. This creates your fish's body. Once we've created the body, you can bend it to make sure it's bending. This part is going to be the bottom part. We're going to turn it upside down and make a rounded mouth. So I just flipped it over to where I just glued, and I'm going to use my pencil to go from corner to corner of that shape and just make like a smiley face line. We call this a concaving line. And then you're going to take your scissors and you're going to cut. Careful not to cut this shape into little teeny pieces, because we're going to actually use what we cut off for our fish's back fin or tail. Once you have that cut off, you can actually turn your fish back over facing outward like a Y. You're going to glue that to the point of your fish's spine. Not like this, because that's not how a fish tail goes. Turn it around where the Y is Ving out, okay? And then you're just going to glue it. If you have to smush that a little bit, it's okay. You can just take your fingers and kind of make it go back up into a point. The next thing we're going to do is our fish's fins. And so you're going to take the extra paper that you cut off at the very beginning, and I would love for you to put a line of glue in the middle. I like to draw kind of a square with my glue to make sure that it's really glued on there. I'm just going to draw a square with my glue, and then I'm going to take my fish and I'm going to use the flat bottom piece and glue it on there. It kind of looks like an airplane fish right now. Could leave it like that, but I want my fish's fins to be more of a triangle. So I'm going to use a pencil and I'm going to draw a V coming from each side of my rectangle. So I'm just going to draw a V, making it kind of big because I want my fish's fins to be large. So draw big, and then I'm going to trim off the extra paper. Next, I'm going to take a Sharpie and I'm going to draw some fish eyes. I'm going to do one on each side of the fold. It's easier if you kind of just smush the fold down. You can draw your eyes however you want, get creative. I'm just going to keep mine simple today for time, but you could do circles, you could do anime eyes, you could do lots of eyes, make it a fish sea monster. Added some nose. I bet you thought I forgot. Remember, no name, no fame. So somewhere on your fish, make sure you write your name and the date or your art code if you want to. And then there you have it, your very own 3D fish. Bendable too.